Likkutei Torah, Parsha Devarim, page Aleph, bottom of the second column, Eitz Gimel. Okay, but the bottom line is Alter Rebbe is explaining the accomplishment of Torah mitzvahs dafkin aguf, and he says the whole simcha and joy of a Jew has to be in doing Torah mitzvahs. So he says, "Ach kol zeh kfi shetzarich liyos." This is the way it's supposed to be. That our only enjoyment is Torah mitzvahs. Avok she'ein, it came, but when it's not like that, v'amrid is suminyoni elam hazeh. When the bitterness is not about the distance from Hashem, but the bitterness is that they don't have all my gashmiistic pleasures. Be'bana chayim izenu, whether it's children, life, or food. V'chein hasimcha mishleimus behem. And the opposite, the simcha is only from gashmiistic things. In other words, the person upset he doesn't have this house, this car, this and whatever. And the simcha is when he does have it. So he says, what's that mean? That level is not elokus being brought down to the nefesh habamis, like he said before, but that's the golus of the nefesh ulekis in the nefesh habamis. If that's what the pasuk says, see and b'mishpati pader. So he said like this: when a person's in golus, you need to be redeemed. How do you get redeemed? See and b'mishpati pader v'shavel b'tzedakah. So he says, when a person is in golus, meaning the nefesh or the kiss is in golus by the nefesh habamis, that's when it says see and b'mishpati pader. What does tzion mean? Tzion basically means it's a sign. That's what the word tzion means. Lashon siman. It's an expression of a siman, like Rabbi said, Ano siman, I'm only a sign of Elokus. Hainu b'chinas pnim is halev. In the internal level of the heart, va'ava tivius, the natural instinctive love. Va'ava pnimis, amustaris b'gabalev yisro. So what is the pasuk saying like this? This level of tzion refers to the essence of the neshama. This essence of the neshama is in golus. It's in golus by the nefesh habamis. Like you said before, what's the simcha? Gashmias. What's the bitterness about? Lack of gashmias. So he said, v'gam hi golus. And that nefesh holokis is also in golus. So therefore, the kippah the b'mishpat. Hainu halacha is ketargumei. Simply it means learning halacha. Like the Targum says on the pasuk hamishpat orishin. When the butler and the baker had a dream. So it says, Yosef interpreted the dream to the butler that you're going to go back kamishpat orishin. And the Targum says on that kehilchas ekadmaisa. Like the earlier halacha means Bidyan, kamishpat, is halacha. So when you say tzion, which means the essence of the neshama, which is in golus, by the nefesh habamis, how will it be redeemed? B'mishpat. What does b'mishpat mean, halacha? V'hainu k'maimer razal. Like the Gemara says, ein ha-golius miskanshis. The golius don't end, el b'schus ha-mishnayis. Only the merit of mishnayis. What's mishnah? Mishnah is halacha. So it says like this. What do you do when the nefesh habamis is in golus? So you have to redeem it through mishpat, with halacha. And then it's vishavel, and it's returnees. What returnees here? That, by the way, shavel is plural. It's returnees. What does it mean? That means the beis chaloli halev, the two parts of the heart, like you said before. The one that's in the blood, which represents all the typhus of this world, and the one on the right side. Hem shvu yemamish mamish in captivity by the nefesh habamis, kamaridus shahisu ru'uyaliyes. The bitterness that is supposed to be aurichu kemei Hashem, of the distance from Hashem. What is the bitterness now? What is the bitterness? That he's fat, that he's losing olam hazeh things. In other words, what should be the bitterness of a Jew? I'm not close to Hashem like I should be. That bothers the person. And instead, what do we have? Like we all have the bitterness that I don't have this Gashmi and this Gashmi. V'chein ha-simcha, the same thing, simcha. That's supposed to be. In other words, he's telling this. What's the returnees double? One is the bitterness that's supposed to be from godliness instead of from worldliness. The simcha, the second thing. The simcha that's supposed to be from godliness. And there, mamish in captivity by the nefesh habamis. The level of tzion, which represents the pintali, the essence of the neshama, and there's no pnimi of kedusha. In other words, it says in the Gemara, it means like the bottom line is, in the revealed parts of the neshama, intellect, emotions, bitterness, simcha, that thought, speech, and action exists in kedusha and exists in evil. The pintali yid of a Jew, that doesn't exist. There's no pintali evil. There's no pintal of the nefesh habamis. That doesn't exist. Nefesh habamis is seichel and midas, thought, speech, and action. In this level of sin that he says the pnimius of the neshama, and b'china zu b'lo mazeh. Therefore, so he says, tziyah b'mishpat tipada. It's not in captivity. It needs to be redeemed. V'shavel, this is mamish in captivity. Captivity means the nefesh habamis is mamish controlling you. Yeah. Yeah. Because halacha is come to word halicha, which is going to higher levels.
So mental elite is in captivity or can never be?
No, it needs to be redeemed. He said at the beginning over here that it's still engulfed by the nefesh habamis, but it's not necessarily under the control of the nefesh habamis. The pintal yid is never, it's perfect. It's always perfect. What blemishes the Jew, the intellect, the emotions, thought, speech, and action, that's what a Jew can be blemished in. The essence of the Jew, there is no sin. Right. So that has to be redeemed, meaning you have to reveal it. Here, Vishavel, you talk about captivity. Captivity is much stronger than the word needs to be redeemed. So he says that applies to evil. Why doesn't it say Vishavel and the nefesh habamis? And the tzion, because that's not shaykh. So how do you redeem the meridus and the simcha? It's a vishavel b'tzedakah. What does it mean? When you give tzedakah, it's because you have pity on the poor person. The guy needs money. You have rachmanis on him, right? And you give it to him. So he says, what does it mean you have rachmanis? A person should have rachmanis as a nefesh ba elokis that's imprisoned. He became poor spiritually. He's extremely poor. Umida keneged mida. What we say when I have rachmanis on myself, rachem aleinu. Hashem will have rachmanis on us. V'seim b'libeinu bino liba. Or like it says in the Gersa Keishan Zer Tzedakah Ma'aseh Tzedakah Shalim. Okay. So he says like this. In order to redeem the meridus and simcha of negativity, we need to do it through the level of tzedakah. Because what is the level of tzedakah? Basically, the concept behind tzedakah is rachmanus. So just like you have rachmanus on the poor person, you have to have rachmanus on the poor person within us that's engulfed by the nefesh habamis. And it says, Kisham tziva vayas bracha. Over there, Hashem commanded the bracha, like it said in Nidra Hare shebechin is the madregas bracha hanal. The level of bracha, which is pnimius alev, shalamayla mechinas ava, which is above love and fear. That's the level of tzion. What is the level of tzion? The level mima'amakim karasicha. And hova dvar v'sefer mitzvahs. Okay. Sheyesh beis purushayin za'inyan barach v'inyan bracha. Okay, there's Baruch and there's Bracha. Right? Baruch is masculine, Bracha is feminine. Okay? Now, Torah, which comes from the level of Chachma is masculine. Chen Tzion, which is the level of Bracha, which b'mishpat tibada, that's Alichas HaTorah. That Yosef is Gematria Tzion. This is all look. Okay. So the bottom line of the Maimon is like this. The purpose of the neshama coming down into the world is that the neshama should bring Elokus all the way down into the physical world. That's the way it's supposed to be. How is that done, by the way? By having bitterness of what really bothers the person, how far he is away from Hashem. Simcha is the simcha of mitzvahs. That's the way it's supposed to be. If it's not like that, so you're in captivity, so you need to be redeemed. So there's two levels. There's a level of Tzion, which refers to Pnimius, the essence of the neshama, that's not in captivity. It needs to be redeemed, meaning it needs to be revealed. It needs to be revealed. In fact, even in English, it's interesting. When you have a coupon, it's called redeeming the coupon. Now, the coupon is not in Golos. It's just not revealed yet the benefit of the coupon, so to speak. So when you speak about Tzion, which refers to the neshama, the siman of the neshama, so that refers to the level of Tzion b'mishpat tipada. That has to be revealed. But what happens when you're in captivity? That refers already to the level of the neshama that's not the pintali yid. It refers to the merirus and simcha and the wrong things, and then the neshama is all bound by evil. So this is through halacha, but mishpat, and this is through tzedakah, meaning rachmanis. Partially, you have to have rachmanis on ourselves, like we learned. After you have meditation of Pesukah de Zimra, after you have the meditation of the source of the Nefesh Shabbat, the malachim, they scream Kaddish and Baruch and all that, and it still doesn't work. So right before Shema, what do we say? Avinu Ava Rachman Racham Na Aleinu. We're asking God for mercy. How does Hashem do mercy? Hashem reacts to the way we act. So when we tackle through meditation of davening, we have pity on ourselves of that my bitterness is distance from Gashmias and my simcha is in Gashmias. So then Hashem awakens up and saying, then we're able to be redeemed. It's very similar. Yerushalayim refers to the essence also. It's the level of Yerushalayim. Huh? Torah is Dvar Hashem. But Torah over there refers to halacha. The halacha will be Mitzion. Yeah, I said that. Tzion refers to Yerushalayim. It's all the shleimus, the completeness. But there's a level of Tzion, there's a level of Yerushalayim. Yerushalayim can be destroyed. Tzion cannot be destroyed. It's the shleimus in Yerushalayim. Like it says in the name of the Alter Rebbe, that the Rebbe brings us down not to Tzavet, that by Rashbi there was no churban. It says by Rashbi, in his level, there was no churban. Because that level which Rashbi personified, Rashbi said, Anos Simone Ba'alma. I'm only like a sign, and that's the essence of Elokus. That level didn't go into Golus. What did the Friedrich Rebbe say after Yibei Tammuz? Only the Gufim went into Golus. The Neshama doesn't go into Golus. It means the essence of the Neshama. Obviously, the Neshama is in Golus, like he's saying here. But the essence of the Neshama doesn't go into Golus. That's why the Friedrich says in Basi Lagani, the Ruach Shtus that causes the Meridas and Simcha in reverse is only in the Seichel Midas and of Shabbat. In the essence of the Nefesh Elokis. In the essence of the Nefesh Elokis, there is no Churban.
People eat doesn't keep
It does. In itself not. It does because of the Seichel Midas. In other words, Yom Kippur at Ne'ilah, when Yechida is revealed, Etzem and Neshama is revealed. In that level, there's no chur. Like the Rebbe explains, that level of Yom Kippur, there is no sin. Not the pshat there's sin, they have to do tshuva. That level of Yom Kippur, which is Yechida Shebenefesh, there is no sin.
Well, sin cannot exist.
Correct. Because it's above any level of behavior.
We have this in science too.
I'm glad science agrees.
There's a bacteria that needs an oxygen, and there's a bacteria that cannot exist with the
Okay. Okay, you know what? That's it with the Devarim, I mean...
Rabbi, what do you know about twilight? Between two
Ruchnis and Gashmis.
and Ruchnis.
What's the question?
Twilight. I understand what you're asking.
My question is, it was Yaakov in twilight or in between Yud-Ke, Vav-Ke and Elohim at the time that he had...
Okay, let me explain it in a simple way, and then the Mishnah says in the fifth parak of Pirkei Avos, 10 things are created out of Shabbos Ben Hashmashos. Okay, certain things were created twilight. Yeah? Now, what does that mean? Now, you have twilight of Friday is the time between Kedusha of Shabbos and the weekday. It's the intermediary. Now, there's three ways of looking at, halachically, there's three ways of looking Ben Hashmashos. One way of looking at it, it's an entity by itself. Another opinion is it's a doubt whether it's day or night. In other words, or is it day and night, or is it not day and not night? Or is it an entity by itself? The bottom line is, the Rebbe explains in Pirkei Avos over there, that the level of Bein Hashmashos is a level above creation. It's above creation, but it's not yet Shabbos. It's in between creation and Shabbos. It's the ultimate Kedusha, right? So you have that level of twilight, so to speak. Those creations that were created, Ben Hashmashos, are above the normal routine. Bilam's donkey, the mouth of Bilam, the P.R., all those things, a level above the natural phenomenon of the world. And then you have Ruchni's Ben Hashmashos. So therefore, just like physical Ben Hashmashos means a level that combines two opposite levels, holiness versus mundane. So spiritual Ben Hashmashos is also like that. Now, is Yaakov Ben Hashmashos? I don't know what that means.
Because it makes sense if he was in twilight between the Yud-Ke, Vav-Ke and Elohim.
Where do you see he was in twilight?
Maybe it's
Yes,
the best.
this is my thinking.
Yaakov's the best.
That the ladder that was going up was going towards Yud-Ke, Vav-Ke, and the one that was coming out was coming toward Elohim. And that's the part that he saw, and he said he was good.
But the angels were going up and down, not Yaakov.
Well, yeah, of course.
Yaakov was...
Yaakov, when he woke up, he said this was good. Is it third that Beit HaMikdash is going to be created in twilight, or it's going to be?
It's higher than twilight.
What if a baby is born in twilight? What's going to be the birthday? Like before or after?
It depends exactly when twilight is. But I mean, what part of it. But halachically, I mean, it only matters for a boy for bar mitzvah. That's all it matters for. And also when you buy a cake. So the inyan is you keep both birthdays. If somebody's born smack in the middle of Bein HaShmoshes, yeah? So the bris you have to do the following day.
You do it on Sunday. Twilight is a very important thing.
No, if a baby is born Friday night twilight,
In twilight,
you can't do it Friday morning because maybe it's Shabbos. You can't do it Shabbos because maybe it's Friday, then you can't desecrate Shabbos. So in that time you do Sunday.
So it actually is the 13 minutes, not 13 minutes twilight, or the
No, according to, it's a big machlekes. According to Alter Rebbe, from Shkia until Tzeis is
so
baby
including
Shkia.
the 18 minutes.
18 minutes before sundown.
18 minutes before.
From sundown to nightfall,
Right.
okay,
So about half an hour, no?
approximately half an hour. But according to many poskim, it's less than half an hour. Bein HaShmoshes, whatever.
Depends where you are.
No, the Beisi, the Chacham, whatever. It's a different when HaShmoshes. But according to not Alter Rebbe Shechonah, but Alter Rebbe Siddur Pascha, the Bein HaShmoshes begins as soon as Shkia starts. Some people say it begins 10 minutes later. After Shkia, it's still day until whatever. Different opinions. No?
The same level of high kedusha is in the morning between Amud Shachar and
Netzach Hama.
yes,
No, it's different.
it's different.
Because Bein HaShmoshes is going between one day to another day. This is going within one day itself, day and night.